Good morning, students. Today we are starting with the topic tissue. A very important topic it is. Probably you are thinking that it is very boring topic, but it is not so. Don't worry, soon you will be able to understand the topic tissue and you will feel it much interesting. Students, tissue, what is tissue? First of all, I am discussing about what is tissue. Tissue is a group of cells having common function, a structure and origin. In other words, we can say a group of cells having common origin, a structure and function is known as tissue. As you have studied in the chapter cell, there are diverse kind of cells. Muscular cell is of different shape and size. Blood cells are of different shape and sizes. In the same way, the neuron is of different shape and sizes. It is tree-like. In this way, different kinds of cells are there. A group of similar kind of cells is known as tissue. You must understand what tissue is. A group of different kinds of cells will not be called as a tissue. Only a group of similar kind of cells means that group of nervous cells will be called as nervous tissue. In the same way, the group of muscular cell will be called as muscular tissue. In the same way, the group of meristematic cells will be called as meristematic tissue. In the same way, the group of xylem cells will be known as the group of parenchyma cells will be known as the parenchymatous tissue. In this way, different kinds of tissues are there. Students, probably now you are understanding about the term tissue, what tissue is. And now question arises, are all the multicellular organisms having tissue? No, all the multicellular organisms do not bear tissue. Like Porifera, a kingdom, first kingdom of phylum Animalia, it does not bear tissue because all the cells are alike. If different kinds of cells are present, then the tissue will be found. Otherwise, it is not the tissue, it is the aggregation of cells. Now, probably you are understanding about the tissues well. Two kinds of tissues, as you know, in a broader sense, there are two kinds of living organisms. The first one is animal or plant. First one is plant, and the second one is animal. Because I am discussing here the plant cell, about the plant tissue, therefore I will tell it that the first tissue is the plant tissue and second tissue is the animal tissue. Plant tissue. Plants also bear tissue. Meristematic tissue. Two kinds of tissues are there, plant tissue, the meristematic tissue and the permanent tissue. And now a question arises, what is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue? To whom we will call the meristematic tissue and to what are the permanent tissues? Meristematic tissues are the tissues whose cells divide, and the permanent tissues are the tissues whose cells do not divide. It is the meristematic tissue that changes into permanent tissue. When meristematic tissues lost their power of division and differentiates, the permanent tissue is formed. During the course of growth, the meristematic tissue differentiates to form different kinds of permanent tissue. This is the this is how we can define meristematic tissue as the tissues, plant tissues whose cells divide and that is responsible for the growth of the plant. And the permanent tissues are the tissues whose cells do not divide at all. it. And now, sorry, I am discussing the main characteristics of meristematic tissues and permanent tissues in detail. Meristematic tissues, the cells of the meristematic tissues are not differentiated. But in the case of permanent tissues, the cells are differentiated. Do you understand what is differentiation? In the beginning, please understand, in the beginning all the living organisms were or remains a single cell known as zygote. And this zygote divides and redivides to form a mass of cell, and after some times, in the beginning, all the cells are alike, but after some time different kinds of cells are formed, and this is known as differentiation. In the case of meristematic tissue, there is no differentiation, means that all the cells are alike, but in the case of permanent tissues, different types of cells are found. It is therefore permanent tissues are differentiated. Now, the meristematic tissues have the more active, we can say that in the case of meristematic tissue, the cytoplasm is metabolically more active in comparison to permanent tissues. Here, as the division takes place, this is why here the nucleus is larger in size, and in this case the nucleus is smaller in size. We can say that cells of meristematic tissues are thin-walled, but cells of permanent tissues are both thin-walled and thick-walled. And the intercellular space between the cells is not present in the meristematic tissues, but in the case of permanent tissue, sometimes intercellular spaces are present and sometimes not. These are the chief we can say that meristematic tissues and permanent tissues are comparatively studied by us here. Now, meristematic tissues are again divided into two types, the primary meristem and the secondary meristem. Primary meristems are those meristems which remains meristematic or which continues its divisions from the time of the seed germination. Means that the primary meristematic tissues are the tissues whose cells continue its division from the time of germination, and their ancestors are those cells that started their division during the time of germination. But secondary meristem are some other thing. Secondary meristem are that type of meristem which is originated from the permanent tissue. Sometimes the permanent tissue again starts the division, and so it is known as the secondary meristem. On the basis of origin, two kinds of meristems are there, primary meristem and the secondary meristem. But on the basis of position, two kinds of meristems are there, apical meristems, on the basis of position, three kinds of meristems are there, apical meristems, intercalary meristems and lateral meristems. And apical meristems are found on the shoot and root apices. Apices, plural of the apex, means the top of the root and shoot. This type of meristem are found. And intercalary meristems are the meristems which are found between the permanent tissues. It is found among some of the cells remains meristematic tissues among the permanent tissue, and it is known as intercalary meristem. It is found below the internode, and it is responsible for the growth of the internode only. And these two, apical and intercalary meristems, are responsible for the growth of the tallness of the plant, and the lateral meristem or secondary meristem, it is responsible for it is meant for the growth in the thickness or girth of the plant. Lateral meristems, example of lateral meristems are cambium and corcambium, about which you would study in higher classes. Thank you very much. We will study more in the next class.